What are edible essential oils? How are they made and how do they help your body?
85% of essential oils sold in the world are adulterated. It means that they're not real, they're fake, and whatever it says on the bottle, it may not mean what's actually inside the bottle. So you can use oils three ways. You can use them aromatically, topically, and we're talking about internally.
I have motion sickness. You have to tell me which oil.
Okay, I would say let's use an oil called essential oils are very effective for supporting sleep. So something like sleep, you would actually get a benefit very quickly, even in one night. So you could put a drop of lemon oil inside a glass of water and you could drink that down. Then what happens inside your body.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of That Healing Feeling with me, Neha Ranglani. And joining us today is Pete Wilkes, a foundational well-being specialist, an advanced aromatherapist, and a doTERRA diamond leader. With over 20 years in the wellness space, Pete has a wealth of experience in nutrition, digestion, metabolic health, and natural non-toxic living. His energy is super infectious and his mission is clear to help people unlock their highest potential through simple, sustainable wellness practices. And I'm so thrilled to have him today on my podcast. So join me in welcoming Pete. Welcome, Pete, on my podcast, and thank you for being here and doing this.
Oh, it's so great to be here. Neha, aap kaise hai?
मैं अच्छी हूँ, आप कैसे हो?
See, I still remember what you taught me.
Yes, the few Hindi words and the few Hindi statements that I taught you, you still do, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're a good student, Pete.
It's such a privilege. I've been so excited to be here. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for inviting me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and I'm also super excited to just do this with you because I met you last year where you introduced me to this whole new world of essential oils, and till that point, all I knew about essential oil was topical use and to be used in diffusers. But
Yeah.
you actually introduced me to something that is amazing, and those are edible essential oils.
That's right. It's quite unique, right?
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today in this episode, all about essential oils, how they are used, and everything that you need to share with me. So, the first question that I want to ask you is what are edible essential oils? How are they made? And how do they help your body?
Yeah, absolutely. So edible essential oils is simply just oils that are safe to consume internally. And in India, you'll see that there's a green dot on the bottle. So
Yeah.
it just means that they're safe to use internally. Let's say something like a lemon oil. So it's just cold pressed from the rind. Something like frankincense is resin from the plant. And then there's maybe peppermint leaf, which is the leaf of peppermint.
Right.
So basically, they're cold pressed, steam distilled in a very safe, clean way, unadulterated, which means you're getting the true wisdom from the plant and you can just take that internally.
Yeah. So, how do these edible essential oils actually work in our body? Like, do they have a certain way, and do they interact with our system in a particular way?
First of all, let's dial back a little bit and look at these edible oils must be clean, they must be pure, they must be
Yeah.
unadulterated.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know this when I first started using essential oils way back maybe 15 years ago, before I did my nutrition degree, before I did my advanced aromatherapy courses. It was more about just having an oil for aromatherapy. And that's where I think most people are. So I thought today, let's take people a little bit deeper and give them the education around you can actually use these oils internally for therapeutic reasons. And so you've got to make sure that you trust where the oil comes from. You've got to make sure that they're unadulterated. 85% of essential oils sold in the world are adulterated. It means that they're not real, they're fake, and whatever it says on the bottle, it may not mean what's actually inside the bottle. So you've got to make sure, first of all, that it's clean, unadulterated. So you can use oils three ways. You can use them aromatically, topically, and we're talking about internally now, which is
Right.
probably, there's a lot of people leaning in thinking, wow, I've actually never heard of using oils internally before. So you could put a drop of lemon oil inside a glass of water and you could drink that down. Then what happens inside your body is that that essential oil goes into your blood system. So through your metabolic system, your metabolism, into your blood system,
Yeah.
and then it circulates through your blood system, mixes with your tissues, your organs, and inside your cells.
Right.
That's why it's got to be pure.
So, how do you distinguish between oils that are fake and pure? Like, I know I've been using doTERRA essential oils thanks to you because
Yeah.
I know they are the purest. But in the market, like you rightly said, 85% of the oils that you get are fake and they're adulterated.
Yeah.
How do you tell the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think first of all, you need to have a trusted supplier. There's many essential oils sold around the world. The reason I chose to partner with doTERRA is because they are the most tested, they are the most trusted essential oils.
Yeah.
They own the whole supply chain. They work directly with the farmer. So they know where the oil comes from. They know where it's grown. It's certified. And they can tell you where every single crop is grown. And it's certified on every bottle. There's a quality control on the bottom of every bottle. There's a quality control number. So you can actually type that number into a website and you can
Right.
see exactly the chemical constituents that are inside that bottle, where it was actually grown, and when it was grown as well. Nobody else does that. So it's full transparency. So because of that, we know where the oil comes from. We know the testing that it's been through. Every bottle is tested 57 times.
Wow.
Yeah. So we know that what's inside the bottle is perfectly pure. Whatever nature intended in the plant is just purely bottled and put into the plant without any adulteration, without any fillers or additives put in as well.
Right. But when you say these oils that are fake in the market, what are they made up of? Like, are they just fragrances or synthetic ingredients, or what are these like?
So what you'll find, adulteration can come in a few different ways. Adulteration can be man-made, which is usually 90% of
Right.
the time, and purely just because of profits. And they want to take 1 liter of essential oil and expand it out to maybe 10 liters, purely for profits. And so they will adulterate with sometimes a cheaper source of the plant. So if it's lavender, instead of using the tip of the flower, maybe they'll use a leaf or a stem or a root. It's still lavender because this is a unregulated market.
Yeah, yeah.
And because it's unregulated, anybody can put anything on the label, but it may not be what's actually inside the bottle. So a lavender oil may have 1 drop of lavender inside, then it's made up with all sorts of things like petroleum, all sorts of other fillers that comes from a very cheap source. So it could be anything. So you want to make sure if you're using an essential oil, even if it's not internally, if you're using it topically or aromatically, it still works its way inside your body, through your
Right.
respiratory system, through your skin. It'll all work its way into your blood system. Now, most people don't know that, and I'm on a bit of a mission to educate people, the same as what we did a year back.
Yes.
Just to educate people with the amount of knowledge and wisdom that I know now. It's the same in your world with
Yeah.
everything that you have learnt with nutrition.
Yes.
We just want to spread this knowledge to make sure people understand and are safe. And a lot of mums use essential oils for their children. We want to make sure that they're using only the purest form
Yeah.
and something which is extremely effective. So don't believe basically what's on the bottle. Just go for a company that has a really great reputation. And there are some out there. There's many bad ones out there. Like I
Yeah.
said, 85% are
Yeah.
adulterated, which I didn't know in the beginning, and most people don't know. They believe that a small bottle that is an amber bottle that's sold in a health food store, most people just believe, they put their trust in that place.
Yeah.
But generally what happens, the health food store will buy the oil from a broker. They won't buy it directly from a farmer. There's no connection there. So doTERRA says they can't do what we do because they don't have what we have. doTERRA controls the whole supply chain. And so they can tell that there's no adulteration in any point along the supply chain.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but as consumers, we really don't understand what we are buying because it all is packaged and marketed really beautifully, and they just know how to hit the right spot with their marketing tactics, and you kind of fall for it as a consumer, right? Because you believe the claims, you trust what people are saying, but I think we as consumers need to be smart and do our research and do our, uh, you know, absolute check before we consume such things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of greenwashing when it comes to products. And unfortunately, we've moved away a lot from treating our bodies naturally.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are managing symptoms with synthetics.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a very modern, fast-paced world we live in, and a lot of people want instant relief.
Yeah.
But the body doesn't work that way. And the body works more when we go deeper and we listen to the core needs of the body.
Yeah.
And essential oils are incredible
Yeah.
for healing our body. And maybe we can talk about that further on.
Yes. In
It's
fact,
fascinating.
yeah, totally. Because I was completely blown when you told me about essential oils last year. And it was a new world for me. I've been in this space for 17 years. Practicing with different modalities of healing and
Yeah.
supplements and a lot of things. But when you spoke about the power of essential oils to heal, I was so intrigued and I started
Yeah.
trying it for myself and I loved it. And I remember you telling me that essential oils go right into your cells.
Yes.
So I want you to throw a little light on that. How do they work with your cellular health? Also, how do they work topically and how do they work through your olfactory system? So I need you to break it down for us.
Sure. So like I mentioned, there's 3 ways to use oils. So we'll start with aromatically first, because I think that's the easiest way for people to understand oils. A lot of people have a diffuser in their home. It's really important, first of all, not to use heat with essential oils because that kills off the therapeutic properties.
Oh, yeah. So not the candles and the...
Yeah, that's a double whammy because you're burning a candle, which is a no-no, because then it's releasing carbon dioxide into
Yeah.
the home and you're breathing in toxins. And generally, we will close up the room as well. So then there's no fresh air coming in. So please, no candles in the home. We can talk about that another time,
Yes.
perhaps. No toxins. And aromatically, you want to make sure that there's no heat with the oil so that you're not destroying the therapeutic properties. So aromatically, you will breathe in the oil and very quickly the oil will hit your limbic system in your brain where a lot of memories are housed, a lot of emotions are housed. So then what happens, there's a chemical reaction that takes place and you may downregulate emotions, you may upregulate the mood. So essential oils act very quickly aromatically. So you may be sitting in an Uber going down to Fort, it's a long journey, and on the bumpy road, and you just feel a little bit of motion sickness in the car. You could put a drop on your hand.
Which one? I have motion sickness. You have to tell me which oil.
Okay, I would say let's use an oil called Digest Zen.
Right.
Because this is a combination of oils, great for the digestion, calms the digestive tract down, but mainly calms the stomach lining down. And that's where you get that kind of motion sickness.
Yeah.
So a drop in the hand, rub your hands together, cup your hands over your nose and mouth like this, and then just breathe in. And you probably breathe in about 5 or 10 different breaths just to slow your breath down. The first thing you may notice is that maybe that's the first time all day that you've connected with your breath. And that just starts to slow you down, slows your breathing down, connects with your parasympathetic nervous system. But the chemical reaction that happens in your body helps to do all sorts of things. Now, I mentioned that the oil goes into your cells and into your blood. What actually happens is that when you breathe in the essential oils, that then goes into your lungs. Your ventricle pumps through your lungs and then takes fresh blood through your lungs and takes those particles into your blood system. And then what happens, you've got tiny little molecules of essential oil floating through your blood. If this is a cell inside your body, around the cell there's a fatty membrane.
Yes.
And there's also little receptors.
Yes.
So as the essential oil goes through the blood system, the receptors of the cell will pick up the essential oil molecules. The molecules are so tiny, but they're also fat and soluble. And so they actually absorb through the blood-brain barrier of the cell and goes inside the cell. And that's how we can regulate the cell. We can work on the DNA, we can work on the mitochondria inside the cell.
Do they also enter the cells if the receptors are not really working because of insulin resistance or inflammation?
Yeah, they absolutely do.
They do.
Because there's a fatty membrane around the cell. Essential oil is an oil, it'll permeate through. And this is one of the great things. If you go to the doctor and you have a bacterial infection, bacteria sits on the outside of the cell. The doctor will normally give you an antibiotic. If you have a virus, the doctor will say go home and rest because the virus is inside the cell. Modern medicine molecules are too large to enter inside the cell. But essential oils, tiny microscopic particles, will come inside the cell. Essential oils are broken into many different categories, and one of the categories is restorative. So they can help to restore the health of the cell. It's fascinating.
Oh, it's lovely. I love this, the way you said it, because, I mean, getting getting the right stuff into your cell is what the aim is, so that we can initiate healing and recovery
That's right.
in any situation or condition, right?
Exactly.
And you very beautifully put that.
It's a great point because
Essential oils do that.
most people, when we think about wellness, they don't think where wellness is inside
Yeah.
our body. And when you think about health, where is health in your body?
Yeah.
It's actually inside your cells.
Cells, yeah.
And your whole body is created from your cells.
Absolutely.
So if we sit and think for a moment, this hamburger that I'm eating, am I going to turn into somebody healthy by eating this hamburger?
Exactly.
This salad that I'm putting inside my body, it breaks down, goes into your blood system, feeds your cells. So we have a choice. And we have a choice to be healthy. We have a choice to choose to be unhealthy as well.
Yeah.
And so essential oils play a really important role in, if we look at our cells, they play a really important role in impacting our cells. And your cells only need three things. They need resistance and resilience. And resilience may be because you've have an autoimmune disease, or you've been through some kind of health battle. And so your cells are usually the first things that get impacted. So your cells need resilience. We can help with essential oils, something like frankincense oil. Your cells need energy to keep you alive. That's the primary principle of the body, to keep you alive. And so that comes from your nutrition that you eat. And then the third is really protection. So your cells need protection against viruses and bacteria. And we can do all sorts of things with essential oils to protect your cells and to make your cells resilient.
Yeah. I remember last time we were sitting in an event, the doTERRA convention.
Yes.
And I was sort of feeling a little drowsy post lunch. And you said, wait, I have something for you. And you removed your peppermint oil bottle and you just said, okay, now I'm putting a drop on your hand, just sniff it. And I remember when I sniffed it for the first time, because doTERRA peppermint is really potent, right?
Yes. Just one drop, right?
One drop, and I sniffed it, and suddenly I felt like something was moving around here, like things were opening up. And I did feel awake and alert for the next 1 hour. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And most people are depending on coffee for feeling alert and awake. But I experienced it for myself that one drop of peppermint could do the magic. And it was so amazing. And then you also told me that it can be used for headaches. So, of course, I used it for my husband. I went home, I told Ricky was having a headache once, and I said, just take a drop and put it on your head and just rub it. So it just calms your head and it calms like your eyelids and you just feel like so much more relaxed. Though it's super strong, but you just start feeling the headache going down.
It's true.
And then also in your water, put it in your water and drink it up. So I just realized that topically, olfactory, like just through the smell, and of course in the water, like all three ways, when I took that same oil, it did magic.
Absolutely. And it's funny how people use the word magic, because sometimes we use the word magic when we can't actually describe what's happening at a chemical level. And magical is a great word because that's how we feel. However, essential oils in their pure form, which doTERRA oils are, and it's actually science. It's chemistry. What happens inside your body is chemistry. Now, I've been studying the science of essential oil for around about 12 years now. And so I could sit here and talk about the chemicals and what happens in all the different compounds. However, we're talking about how to use those oils. And the first way is aromatically, to breathing it in. There's a chemical reaction that takes place in your body. You mentioned internally as well. So a drop of peppermint into water, it's very potent, like you said. One bottle, 15 ml bottle has 3 pounds of peppermint leaf.
Wow.
So generally we say from the raw botanical to the oil, it's 50 to 70 times more powerful. And so when you're cooking with essential oils, and yes, you can cook with essential oils too. So when you cook with essential oils, one drop, sometimes not even one drop of essential oil, and it's enough for a family of 4 or 5 people. So potent. And otherwise you need to go and buy a big bunch of herbs and put them into the dish. So we use turmeric, and we use ginger in our cooking, right? We can also do that with essential oils.
Yeah.
We know that it's beyond organic because we've tested every bottle 57 times.
Yeah.
There's no imperfections inside there. So it's incredible to cook with essential oils. I have a big box in my kitchen.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I've seen your big box.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
everywhere
yes.
that you go.
I have one in the bathroom, I have one next to my bed, and I have one in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, it's all of these beautiful, beautiful herbs that I use for cooking. And I do love cooking with essential oils. It just allows you to experiment with them. So aromatically, breathing essential oils in, you can have a diffuser or just breathe from your hands.
Yeah.
Topically is a way that we can use oils. And I think most people are used to this, just rubbing them on topically in a targeted area. Maybe you have pain in your knees,
Yeah.
and you can rub on some turmeric
Yeah.
or some lemongrass. This is incredible for lowering inflammation in your body. But basically what happens when you bring an essential oil into your body, it will always enter your body aromatically, topically, internally. When it enters your body, the oil doesn't heal you. Your body heals itself.
Absolutely.
And the essential oil activates your body's corrective process just to heal itself. And it's fascinating what happens when we stop trying to manage symptoms all the time.
Yeah.
You'll have less and less symptoms. And I know this is your world that you're in and educating your people through your fabulous podcast.
Yeah.
It's just educating people. Let's focus on what the body needs.
Yeah.
And essential oil is such a beautiful wellness tool to combine with your other wellness tools that you have in your kit.
Absolutely. So when you said you can put it to your food, does it also impact the nutrition value in any way, or does it interact in any, in any way that impacts our food in a negative sense?
There's nothing negative about essential oils because they're not addictive in
Yeah.
any way. There's no addictive qualities to essential oils. The only negative, if I could find something negative, I'm positive, Pete, so it's
Yeah.
difficult for me to go there. But if there is something negative, it's that they're very potent.
Yeah.
And a little bit goes a very long way. So when you're cooking and kind of experimenting with essential oils,
Yeah.
use a toothpick. Put a toothpick into the bottle. Don't use a whole drop first.
Oh,
or maybe
okay.
put a drop onto a teaspoon and then use a toothpick and mix the toothpick through the saucepan. Even that's potent enough. Now, you asked whether there's any nutritional value. There's no vitamins and minerals in essential oils. We have a lot of antioxidants inside there, and there's a lot of natural compounds. So one essential oil, maybe say like tea tree, for example, has more than 200 natural chemical constituents, and they do all sorts of things inside the body. But there is no nutritional value with essential oils. However, there's a lot of internal benefits that can happen. Detoxing is one thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. So they open up the detox pathways, basically.
Yes, exactly. I like to concentrate a lot on ABC. So activate the gut with essential oils because most people's stomach,
Gut
their
is
gut is
clogged.
not active,
Yes.
right? B is build nutrition. We can't do that with essential oils, but doTERRA do have some incredible supplements, which maybe I can come back another day and talk about
Yes.
those because
Yes.
that is my area of expertise and I love talking about supplementation.
Yes.
And C is cleansing out the waste. And I like to think of it as throwing out the trash
Yeah.
from your body. So we can definitely open up the liver, the kidney, the ducts to make sure it's cleansing properly.
Yeah.
The liver is really like a filter in your swimming pool. And if you turn off the filter in the pool, the water goes green.
Yeah.
And the same inside our body. So we need to make sure that the liver's functioning properly.
Yeah.
We can do that with lemon oil. We can do it with juniper berry oil. We have a fabulous blend in doTERRA called Zendocrine.
Yeah.
And it's a mix of essential oils. You can just rub it onto your liver. 2 drops on your liver twice a day.
Yeah.
You can put it in your water and drink it. And it's a very gentle detox internally.
Wow.
But we do need to make sure that we are cleansing internally, especially if we live in a polluted environment.
Absolutely.
Because we're breathing in toxins all the time.
Yeah, and you're also ingesting toxins through your food. We aren't getting organic food everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's really a lot of pesticides and chemicals that you're ingesting day
Yeah.
on day. And then, of course, the water isn't the best. It's not the cleanest water that you're drinking.
That's right. It's not
And-
alive anymore, right?
Yeah, and over and above that, people are using a lot of cosmetics.
Yes,
And a lot of beauty products, household products that are full of toxins and chemicals.
that's right.
And also the metal fillings. If
yes.
they have any sort of silver, mercury, metal fillings or implants in their in your mouth,
That's right.
that
Yeah.
also causes a lot of toxicity. So there are a lot of sources of toxins that we are
It just
actually
all builds
exposed
up,
to.
right?
It all builds up. It all
Yes.
builds up.
And a lot of people say to me, they'll come to me as a private client and they'll say, I'm allergic to this food. And the first thing I want to do is give them a detox because generally it's not an allergy. There's not many people who are allergic to foods.
Yeah.
They're overly sensitive inside their body because, like you mentioned, all the different toxins. And there's a lot of articles out that you can research. Women, before they leave the house in the morning, after they've washed and cleaned and prepared to leave the house, have more than 20 different chemicals just on their face.
Yeah.
And so this is, after one day, it's not going to kill you. After a month, it's not going to kill you. But after a year, 2, 5 years, it could make us sick.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why so many of us are so sick.
Yeah.
And let's not start on perfume.
Oh, that's another podcast, an
Yes.
entire episode altogether.
That's right. I would love to educate people on not wearing perfume and
Yeah.
move into pure foam, something which is pure, and you can mix it to your own scent. And I know a lot of people, we're not going there, but I know a lot of people attach their personality to a perfume. But you can do that with a pure foam as well. I have neroli on.
Yeah.
And I gave you some before the
Yes.
show too. Neroli is bitter orange. It keeps us alert, keeps us awake.
Yeah.
It's great for focus.
Yeah.
And so we can substitute, we can ditch out our perfume and move into pure foam.
Okay, so let's talk about essential oils as natural remedies for
Yeah.
different health conditions. So I'm
Okay.
going to tell you the health condition, and you're going to tell me the oils that can be used for
Yeah.
these conditions.
Great.
The first one is diabetes or insulin resistance.
Sure. Wow, this is 200 million Indians are suffering, right, with
Yes.
diabetes. Most people will turn to something synthetic, but you can use something natural. An essential oil, we have an essential oil called Meta Power, and it's a combination of ginger and lemon and grapefruit, peppermint, and cinnamon. And all you need to do is put 2 drops in water and drink that down. So this is a fantastic oil, Meta
Wow.
Power oil.
Wow. So 2 drops in the morning, 2 drops in the night, or maybe maybe 3 or 4 times in a day is also okay.
Exactly. You could even have up to 8 or 10 drops a day. Just spread them out during the day. Otherwise, your body hits maximum absorption, and then your body will just metabolize it out. So it's just a waste.
It's a waste. Okay.
The great thing is that it tastes amazing, and it tastes as good as it sounds. Just because of
I've
the
had
citrus.
MetaPower. It's amazing. I have it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic oil. I use it a lot for energy because there's peppermint inside, and citrus will uplift energy.
Yeah.
So that's the first oil that I would turn to.
Okay. Thyroid issues?
Thyroid. It really depends if it's hyper or hypo.
Hypo, let's say hypothyroid.
Hypo. So we just then want to use some frankincense, some clove, and some lemongrass. We'll make a roller ball. So the great thing with essential oils is that you can take the proprietary blend and then you can make a roller ball, which means taking a little 10 ml roller ball, add some drops inside, top it up with fractionated coconut oil, and then just roll it onto your thyroid. And you want to do that probably 3 to 5 times a day.
Wow.
That'll just help
That's
to
easy.
re-regulate.
Right.
Of course, you still need to be talking to your practitioner, making sure that your medicine is correct, the levels are correct, get your
Yeah.
blood work done,
Yeah.
check, and you're the expert in this region
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
However,
I'm-
you can support, though, with natural
Yeah.
remedies.
Yeah, I'm nowhere saying that you need to not do the foundational wellness
Yeah.
and all the nutrition and the exercise and the sleep protocols. You need to do all of that.
That's right.
But just as an additional alternative healing modality, which essential oils. So that's the
A lot of the
idea.
time, people rely on the pill too much.
Yeah, they
and
do.
hoping that's going to be the answer. However, like you said, we still need to move our body. We still need to sleep.
Yeah.
We still need to remove toxins from the home. We
Yes.
need to focus on nutrition. All of these things are really important still.
Right. What about high cholesterol?
High cholesterol, I would be using the MetaPower oil again. Because it's all about insulin spikes in the body. Cinnamon is incredible for a healthy inflammatory response. It's also great for just your insulin spikes, cutting the top of the spike and the bottom of the spike so it doesn't undulate so much.
Yeah.
So I would be looking at either cinnamon or the MetaPower
MetaPower.
oil again.
Gut health, like bloating, IBS, indigestion.
Gut health with an essential oil, I'd be using Digest Zen, which has some peppermint inside. There's some fennel, there's some coriander, some cardamom, everything that we're used to. All
Yeah.
these digestive essential oils,
Right.
calming for the gut. It's a calmative. So
Yeah.
great for calming the gut. And like I mentioned earlier, good for motion sickness too.
Yes. depression, anxiety.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is what a lot of people are suffering with, right? And often they turn to medication, which we know is not the answer. And so we want to get to the core reasoning inside the body, and essential oils can do that. You need to release something before you can receive something. So often essential oils, when we bring that into our body, it allows you to release that emotion from your body. Something that is calming, soothing, and relaxing. So lavender comes to mind straight away. But I love adaptive. Adaptive has lavender inside. It has a little bit of sweet gum inside as well. So very stimulating to the gut, calming to the mind, but uplifting in energy as well. Because a lot of the time when people are depressed, they're sitting on the sofa, they're not moving, they're not in action,
Yeah.
and they're ruminating with their thoughts. So we want to move people into action, calm the mind down, stop the overthinking, the overwhirling in the mind. So adaptive oil is a blend created exactly for that.
Amazing. What about sleep and relaxation?
Okay. 80% of my clients come to me because they have sleep concerns. It's a real problem for people, and mainly because we're not looking at our sleep hygiene. It's important to look at that as well. So how many hours before bed are you eating? What are you doing before bed? Are you on your phone,
Yeah.
scrolling? And so we need to look at the hygiene first. But with essential oils, we have a beautiful blend called Serenity. And I know that you've been using Serenity as well. Serenity has some chamomile inside, there's some vanilla inside, and lavender. It's beautiful and calming
Yeah.
and relaxing. So all you need to do is have the diffuser on next to the bed, maybe 4 or 6 drops in the diffuser, and then 2 drops on the bottom of both feet. And it's very, very calming.
Wow. Wow. So many people out there struggle with insomnia. I think this should be a
Yes.
great relief for them.
Yes, yes. I use Serenity oil every night. Even last night, I had a few thoughts on my mind. I woke up during the night. I didn't look at the clock because I didn't want the reality of what time it
Yeah.
was. And so I just rolled over, I grabbed the oil again, I put 1 drop on my hand, rubbed my hands together, and I just lay my head back on the pillow and just cupped my hands over my nose and mouth and just breathe it in.
Yeah.
And after 10 breaths, I was gone again.
Wow.
Just back to sleep. So you're cutting off that overthinking in the mind before that kicks in.
Yeah.
And you start to think and the whirling of the brain kicks in again. So essential oils are very effective for supporting sleep.
Wow. And what about immunity and respiratory health?
Okay, so we're living in a lot of polluted cities around the world. We're breathing in a lot of heavy metals, also to seasonal changes as well. So we want to look at things like peppermint oil. We want to look at Ravensara. But doTERRA have made it really easy for us. They have a blend called Breathe.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And,
Yeah.
and so a drop in the hand, breathe it in. You could even steam with this one. I love it in my shower in the morning just to wake myself up. So just put a drop or 2 on the floor of the shower, blast the hot water, and it'll all steam up. So you've got your own personal steam room as
Wow.
well. So
Yeah.
breathe essential oil.
Hair fall and scalp health.
Oh, wow. This is an area, isn't it? That's a lot of women, even guys too, suffer with.
Yeah.
The first oil that comes to mind is rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary is fantastic.
Yes.
And again, not all rosemary is the same quality. So that's why I tend to move towards doTERRA's oil. You can just rub directly after washing your hair. You could put a drop into your scalp and massage it in. You could actually use 3 or 4 drops as well. Then pull it through your
Yeah.
hair 2-3 times a week. And then what you'll see happening, little baby hair follicles will start to grow. It's fascinating what happens. So rosemary comes to mind straight away.
And menstrual issues for women.
Generally, that will come with a lot of pain throughout the cycle, before, after, in the middle of the cycle. So we have an oil specifically blended for this. It's called Clary Calm, and it's a blend of oils. You can roll it in your navel, you can roll it around your stomach, you can roll it on the bottom of your feet. The bottom of your feet is actually a really good place for oils because there's a lot of nerve endings in your feet, a lot of large pores, and the
Yeah.
oils will absorb into your blood system. So Clary Calm is incredible for the cycle, balancing the cycle.
Okay, that was amazing. So here you have a whole range of essential oils that can help you as natural remedies along with your healthy lifestyle and food habits to improve your health conditions. So make note of it, guys. Okay. Next, I want to ask you is how quickly do essential oils work? Is it instant like allopathy or slow like homeopathy?
Okay, this is such a great question because we live in an instant world. And people don't have time to be sick.
Yeah.
Sickness just gets in the way of their lifestyle. But unfortunately, generally, a symptom is your body telling you. It's a warning signal saying, hey guys, something's not optimum. You're not
Yeah.
going to die. You're just not optimum
Yes.
at the moment.
It's imbalanced.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens, most people will run to the pharmacy, noble chemist, grab something to cut the signal off in their body.
Yeah.
And then they think, oh, it worked. But actually what happens is you've cut the signal from the pain
Yeah.
to the receptors in the brain. So the actual issue is still in your body. You just can't feel it anymore.
Yeah.
So which is actually more dangerous because then people push through that. So essential oils don't work as fast as that, which I'm thankful for because they're not actually dealing with symptoms.
Yeah.
We're actually going to the core needs of the body, like we've mentioned a couple of times. So not as fast as allopathy. However, if you have some head tension, for example, you could put a drop of peppermint into the palm of your hands, dab your finger here into the peppermint and just push it to your temples here on the side and then rub a little bit on the back of your neck. What you'll find is, I would say after 3, 4, 5 minutes, that tension will just disappear very quickly. I sometimes have headaches and sometimes migraines. And if I just dab that on, the peppermint, I would find after 5 minutes, then it just disappears. And sometimes
Wow.
you don't even notice. You can just continue on your day and then you'll go, oh, the headache's gone.
It just disappeared.
Yeah.
And headache is something that lasts really long. Once it happens,
It's
like migraines, for some
debilitating.
people can go on for 2 days, and it can really, put them to bed, and you
Yeah.
can't just move and can't do anything. It's you become not dysfunctional.
Exactly.
On a migraine day or a bad headache day.
Yeah.
And that's great if you're saying that just 2 drops here can
Absolutely.
calm it down.
Yeah. So I often think, what did I do before I was using doTERRA? So it's been about 10 years now. So I would run to the pharmacy. I would grab something synthetic.
Yeah, like a paracetamol.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. And we know when you open up the box, there's a large pamphlet of different kind of
Side
side
effects.
effects. You don't have that with essential oils.
Yes.
There are no side effects. There's only side benefits, we
Yeah.
say. And so you won't build up a tolerance to the oil inside. Your body metabolizes it quite quickly. So something like sleep, you would actually get a benefit very quickly, even in one night. People who've been suffering for many years, we can actually re-regulate their sleep even after one night.
Wow.
It's quite incredible.
That's powerful.
It is, yes.
And what's the benefit of essential oils over herbs and teas?
Yeah, so first of all, it's the potency and it's the purity. So who knows where that tea came from? Again, you're reading the label of the box, you're believing the marketing on the front of the box. There's a lot of greenwashing when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
So again, trust the source of the ingredient all the time. Trust the company that you're buying the product from. So you need to do your own research all the time. And this is what I tell my clients. So trust the source of the ingredient. With teas, there's often caffeine inside
Yeah.
the tea. So it's going to keep you awake, as well as maybe disrupt your stomach, your endocrine system. There's no toxins inside doTERRA's essential oils. You get the flavor. So let's say something like Roman chamomile, which I use often at nighttime.
Yeah, and a lot of people have teas,
Yes.
like chamomile tea.
Yeah.
So would you say that they can replace the tea with the chamomile essential oil drops at
Absolutely.
night?
1 drop of peppermint is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea.
Wow.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
So 1 drop of Roman chamomile is probably going to be too strong, so you could microdose that, maybe 1/4 of a drop. And you just do that with a little pipette. So you just squeeze a little drop and drop it into your cup. So that means a bottle of 5 ml bottle of 80 drops will go a very long way. It's very, very effective. So not only is it really potent, it's super clean and effective as well. And you know that it's not doing you any damage inside and it won't keep you awake.
So what about replacing a few of your first aid box stuff with essential oils? If you have to prepare your own first aid box, what are the oils that you'll put in it for your instant rescue?
Sure. Oh, such a great question, because this is really where I love to educate people, and it's
Yeah.
about having a healer in every home. So if kids actually have some kind of ear issue, maybe there's some pain, mum can reach for a tea tree oil inside a little box of oils. Put 1 drop of tea tree on the finger, take it behind the ear, at the soft part at the top of the ear, behind the ear, and around the ear and down here where your lymphatic system is. Often this area here is inflamed, and so we want to move this down towards your lymph nodes under your arm. Remove this out of the body. So you can just massage on the child, massage on yourself, just remove that blockage. Tea tree is very effective. Tea tree natural compounds are antibacterial, antifungal, so super effective. So I love to educate, especially mums in the home, how to be the healer
Yeah.
in the home.
So, what are the 5 or 6 top oils that you would ask them to put in their kit?
Absolutely. I call them the non-negotiables. You want to make sure that you have a protection oil, which is On Guard. This is a blend of oils from doTERRA. On Guard will protect you, protect your health. I would also say frankincense oil, very powerful for your cells. You want to have a citrus oil, and just take that internally in your water and drink that one down. You want to make sure you have a calming oil every single day, because you can start the day and be in control, but then who knows what's going to happen during the day, right?
Yeah.
And send you on a bender. And so having something in your handbag, you can just put an oil on your hand, breathe it in. Maybe you want to roll it on as a roller ball, just to help calm you down. And then the last one, something to relax your muscles. Maybe we're standing on our feet all day. doTERRA has an oil called Deep Blue,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful blend just for any kind of aches and pains inside your body. So that's the 5 that I would recommend.
Wow. All right. And just getting on to some quick myths and facts. You just have to say if it's a myth or a fact.
Sure.
Essential oils are just for fragrance.
Oh, wow. I think we know now that
Yes.
that is a myth.
If it says pure on the label, it's therapeutic grade.
I wouldn't be reading the front of the bottle, so that's a myth.
Okay. Essential oils can cure diseases.
Let's not go there at all. And we mentioned, right?
Yes.
So it's a myth.
Okay. You can apply essential oils directly to the skin without dilution.
You can do. So it's neither myth nor truth, but maybe it's more of a truth. But I would always recommend people dilute.
Right.
So just dilute the sensitivity.
Okay. Essential oils work instantly for every condition.
No. We want to make sure that we're treating your body's core needs. So that's a myth.
Okay. More oil means better results.
That's a myth.
Okay. Essential oil shouldn't be used daily.
Oh, wow. That's definitely a myth. You
It
can
should be
see.
used every hour.
Absolutely. Whatever comes up in life.
Yes. Essential oils have no expiry or shelf life.
So doTERRA's oils are sourced in 48 countries around the world, bottled in America. So then they need to meet the regulatory requirements, which is 5 years. So on the bottom of every bottle says 5 years, but essential oils have been dug up from the pyramids, thousands of years old, and are still potent.
Right. They are all natural, so they can't cause any side effects.
There's really no side effects, but we need to be concerned with safety with
Okay.
essential oils
Okay.
because of their potency.
All right. All right. So the last, I just have some quick, fun, rapid fire questions for you. You have to answer them rapidly.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm feeling nervous, Neha.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
First thing I do when I wake up, I go to the bathroom and I use frankincense oil. I put 2 drops under my tongue because it's going to be a stimulant for my cells.
Okay.
Every morning, I've done that for years.
Okay. First essential oil that you fell in love with?
Wow, frankincense. My concern when I first started was my health concern. I had eczema really badly for 25 years. So I was looking for a solution for my skin, which was no longer lotions and potions because I was tired of them. They weren't working. They're just a Band-Aid. So frankincense for me was very effective and has been very effective for many of my clients as well. So I fell in love with frankincense.
Okay. Coffee, tea, or herbal concoction?
Oh my gosh. So I would say water with lemon inside. So maybe
Okay.
that's a herbal concoction.
Okay. If you weren't an aroma specialist, what would you be?
If I wasn't an aroma specialist, what would I be? I'm truly an entrepreneur at heart. So I love creating spaces for communities. So I would create a very healthy wellness space to invite people in and share.
Oh, that's lovely. Beach or mountain vacation?
Can I choose both?
Yes, sure.
One leg on either side.
What's one weird habit that you have that most people don't know about?
One weird habit. I'm always smiling, and then people wonder what I'm up to.
Sometimes it's suspicious,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, why is he smiling so much? Maybe I'm high on oils.
Yep, maybe. Last one. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
A superpower, my gosh, it's all about healing. So if I could heal people with essential oils,
Wow.
and instead of using allopathy, that would be my superpower. I would just spray them with frankincense.
Okay. So with this, we are done with our rapid fire. And thank you so much, Pete, for being here
It's been a
and for
pleasure.
sharing your wisdom about essential oils and how it heals every aspect of our body. And that was truly, truly enriching. So thank you so much.
Oh, my
and I'm
gosh,
sure our
thank you.
audience is taking back a lot from whatever you've shared.
I'm really hoping so too, because that's what this is about, right? Just shifting the needle on people's wellness naturally.
Yes.
So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neha.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for staying right till the end of this episode. And I'm hoping that you've made your notes about all the essential oils that can be used for different health conditions. If you have found this episode useful, please share it with your friends and family. And if you are more curious about essential oils and want to learn more about them, then Pete and I have a group on WhatsApp called Oil Chemi, where we give you free education about essential oils for different conditions. And all you have to do is join the group. The link of it is in the description below. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want such amazing podcast episodes right in your feed. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching this space for more.